Alright, he's eating grain now. Meh. Not that she was a boy, but she's a girl. You're a girl. She's been sleeping in the little carrier. So I guess I'll leave it there for now. I probably need to get more straw more often. They seem to like it. I just only have so much money, so I can only do so much stuff. But once the goats start making me some money, then maybe I can start buying more stuff. Why are you under my feet? Yeah, I'm not letting you guys out today. This cat is gonna get on my nerves. All right, this is gonna be a challenge, so I'm gonna have to stop this video. All right. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and put the goats together. Hopefully by the end of the week, they're friends. But can't fight. Rabbits. Are you hiding from the Toms? I think that's what it is. They'll only be around for a couple weeks. I might take... He's jumpy. Next week, I might take my boys over to Keplinger so they don't get any more injuries or get scared off or ran off from the Toms. There's at least 2 that I've seen that are coming around. One is the same one that's been coming around. The other one's new. I've not seen him before. Or if I did, it's been a while. So I'm probably going to take my boys over to Keplinger so they'll be safe. I'm going to start with Pivot because he's already familiar with Kaplinger. But I don't want Sophie and the kids to take him back to Arkansas with them, because the reason I brought him over here was because they was abusive to him. I know you guys want to be together. But I'm worried you're going to pick on the new guy. You better be nice. I paid $200 for this guy. I don't need you guys beating him up. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put them together. Against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and put them together. Oh, another rabbit. Because I only got 2 yards and I don't want a parasite problem either. So it's like one half dozen another. He's, nope, come over here. Hopefully they don't gang up on him too much. They're funny when they run. But he's fast enough he can run from them if they're too aggressive. That's where I got the Salt Lake. Hey! No. I'm sure that hurt. Rammed him into this pallet. Ah! No. I'll kick your butt. Ah! Scared the shit out of him. No. Maybe if I had time to monitor them. Maybe I don't want this. Oh, there's a cat in there. I'll put this in the other yard for now. I'll just come get it next week when I'm home. Because I'll probably jump on it and tear it up. The cat liked it though. So my friend Jamie came down today. Which was cool. Oh, it won't fit in there. Dang it. I figure I'd leave it for the cats. Give them a little bit of shelter at least. Might have to put the baby goat in here, but I don't know. I don't want the baby goat to get parasites. This yard, they've been in here for 3 weeks. This is the goat house I'm working on. I think I got all the parts to make the same kind of goat house as I got over there, but I want to make it bigger, and so I'm still working on reconfiguring it. Plus, I got 1,000 other things I gotta do. But anyhow, so yeah. They need to be in this yard because it's parasite free. I need a third yard. I wish David would have finished that like he said he would. But, you know. I'll just have to pay somebody else to do his job. As usual. A friend of mine, which I was talking about this with Jamie, it's funny and sad at the same time. But one of my associates just came back into the picture because it's like once I got rid of Judas, David Ray, a lot of my friends and associates are coming back in the picture. It's like they didn't want nothing to do with him. And since I was associated with him, they didn't want to associate with me. Now that he's gone, you know, it's like I got more friends. It's like, oh, really? That'll warm up to him. Oh, they're heating his alfalfa. That's all right. I got more. I'll give him more whenever I. Hey! You be nice to the baby. He's only 2 months old. Poor thing. You protect him from those coyotes. That's another reason why I wanted to put him in with them, because he's safer with them from the coyotes if they came in. I don't think coyotes can get in here, but if they did. Yeah, I like that alfalfa. I might actually pull some of this out, put it up in here. I gotta watch her. Her name is Ramsey because she can get a little rammy. Of course, they all ram each other. Paul and her are the most aggressive. Putting the good stuff up high. That way it'll trickle down the flavor anyways. There we go. Now they're losing interest. No. I'll knock you out. I think that was the mother that went after him. You be nice to him. She's a good looking goat. She's like, what the fork? What was that? What was that? I know, I haven't seen her run like that in a while. There's Candy and a rabbit. Candy. 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 Why was you running from Jamie earlier? She's like, stranger danger. Candy. She's the princess. She's a classic example that you can still be dainty and be in the jungle at the same time. She really takes good care of herself. She almost always looks like a house cat. But she's been in the wild for 3 years. Who is that? It's limping. It's probably Pivot. Because there's Tails. Yeah, it's Pivot. If he's still limping next week, I'm going to take him to the vet. Come here, Pibs. That was funny. Those two are buddies. They both had injuries last week. I had to take them both to the vet, but Tails recovered pretty quickly. This guy is still limping. Come here. You look okay. I'll take him to the vet next week if he's not. He wants to climb me like a tree. So my friend Jamie came down and gave her a tour. Hey! I gave her a tour. Took her to Kaplinger first. Showed her that place. No. And then she wanted to see the Eldo property, so I took her over there. And lo and behold, Jeff Dietrich was there. So we jumped the fence. He put a new lock on it. So we jumped the fence. And of course, Dietrich was down in the hole with another kid that he conned into helping him dig. And of course, the kid was like David Ray. He just wanted to, see if there's any caves. David didn't really believe in the gold, and the kid probably doesn't really care either. He's digging for free because he wants to see if there's any caves, and there probably ain't. The trick's probably just pipe dreaming him like he does everybody else to make him think that there might be caves there. So there's no caves. Cavern, maybe, but no caves, I don't think. Matt! No. You be nice. So anyway, so yeah, that was an interesting experience. I should have been recording it, but oh well, I didn't. I didn't even have my phone with me. I left it in my pickup truck. Otherwise, I probably would have recorded. But so I took her over there, and Dietrich was there. So I introduced him, but he wasn't happy about us being there. He just wanted to make a big deal about me cutting his lock yesterday. And I said, well, hey, give me a key and I don't have to cut the lock. And then he's talking about, damaging his property. I was like, you lock me out of my property, I have the right to cut the lock. It's the law. You have no right to lock me out of my own property. Give me a key and I won't cut the lock. It's just a $2 lock, anyways. Yeah, you like attention. You be nice to the Billy. Hey! Hey! No. Gang mentality. They'll gang up on him and beat the crap out of him, probably. If I was around longer and if I would have stayed with them longer and yelled at them every time they tried to chase him, maybe they'd have warmed up to him quicker. But I've been busy doing other things. This one here, she wants attention. She wants attention. Give me attention. She likes attention. I'm gonna scratch all your hair off. She's like, that's okay. They like to be scratched right here the most, probably. That's the hardest place for them to get to. Because they can use their horns to get most other places. They just can't scratch right here. As long as you're not ramming the baby, I'm happy. You can ram each other all you want. Just don't ram the baby. You be nice to him. That's your future husband. Husband, boyfriend. That's your husband, boyfriend. Yes. Paul can't have any kids. You got to be nice to this guy. He's going to give you babies. Yeah. Of course, I'm going to eat those babies. Yeah. I might sell some of them, but I'm going to eat some of them too. You're funny. She does not like attention at all. What's the matter with you? Go eat. It's like I already had some. That's right. You was in this yard with the baby this whole time. All right, you're starting to get on my nerves. All right, it's been 30 minutes. I'm gonna skedaddle and hope for the best. What? What? She got the weirdest. Hey! No. Ah! You be nice to the baby. You be nice. Okay. Yeah, you probably better go in there. It's safer. No. No. So I got almost all the cats and the goats back here. I don't really have a safe place for him to hide from them. He's too big to go through the cattle panel rings. Surely they won't kill him. I mean, he is of their own kind. I don't know why they're picking on him so bad. I didn't expect them to do that. I'm watching you. He went inside. Yeah, you be nice to him. Oh, she's going for the salt again. Be nice. Ow, I cut my neck. On the corner of the roof, trying to protect the baby. Mm. Maybe putting them back together was a bad idea. Of course, I can make it to where the rest of the ghosts can't go inside. What's the weather going to be like this week? Still going to be kind of chilly. And they need shelter. I don't know. They're just going to have to tough it out. We'll see what happens right now. You leave that goat alone. Whoop your ass. Bad girl. Bad. Poor kid. Alright, I'm gonna get some grain. I'm gonna put the other goats back in the other yard. Fuck this shit. You leave him alone. Alright, that's what I'm doing. I can't trust them not to hurt him. I'll just have to deal with the parasites if I get them, or if they get them. But at least I tried and tested it out to see what would happen. And I kept an eye on them. Now I know it's probably not going to work. I've never had this problem introducing a new goat to the herd. But for some reason, they don't like him. I'm bleeding. All right. I guess that's that. I'll shut the video off and, or maybe I'll put him. No, he's more sensitive. I'll put them in that yard. They can fight off the parasites better than he can. And, I just keep him in that yard by himself for now, I guess. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'd like him to have at least one other goat with him, but that may not be an option. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. All right, get the bucket. And this is what grain is good for. Manipulating the goats. Because it's the only way I'm going to get him to go back in that other yard. All right, bye.
A few moments later.
All right, it's done. Paul needs to be with him anyways. That's technically what Paul's purpose is. To be with the buck. And now he's with the buck. And that's the way it's going to be. He's going to have to just be nice to him, but at least he's only one goat that's going to be picking on him instead of 5. He'll warm up to him. You guys should have been nicer to him. This is what happens when you don't behave yourselves. Maybe you'll be nicer to the little guy next time. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at all of you. All of you. Bad goats. Don't eat my finger. Pivot, I'm taking you to Kaplinger. He got attacked while I was getting food for the goats. One of the toms came by and was attacking Pivot. So I'm going to take Pivot to Kaplinger to keep him safe. And then, once Pivot's established, which he's pretty much already established. But once he gets established over there, the next week I'm going to take Tails over there as well. Give them a chance to grow up and be stronger to fight off the Toms. I mean, here they got more territory to keep themselves protected or whatever, to hide. But the other cats, you know, they might be relentless. Cats can be pretty fucked up, you know, so I've had cats probably get chased off of their out of their own territory, their own land, because they weren't tough enough to fight off the intruders. And I'm not here to monitor things. I thought about shooting the Toms, but I don't want to do that either. I'll worry about this carrier later. It'll be fine. Paul's whining. He wants to be with the women. Too bad, Paul. You guys fucked up. So Paul's in with the buck. And that's just the way it is. For a week. He'll just have to make friends. They're still next door to each other, so they'll be fine. But yep, that's Paul's job, is to keep the buck company. Weathers are good for basically 4 things maybe. A pet, weed control, food, or keeping the buck company. Because goats are companion animals. They have to have companionship. If they're left alone for too long, they'll get depressed and die. And that's what was going to happen to Paul if I didn't get the Nubians. Now, if I knew what I wanted last year, and I had access to getting it, which I probably did, then I woulda, coulda, shoulda just got a buck. And then introduced the women later. And then it wouldn't have been a problem, or as much of one. But, pivot. Man, I'm gonna have a big old scar on my neck from that tin roof. Alright, so everything is secure. The goats are secure. They're not happy about it, but they can kiss my butt. And now I gotta go get Pivot secure. He's already familiar with Caplinger, I already said that, so taking him over there will be no big deal. And then him and Tails are buddies. So if I take him over there next week, he'll be fine. But he's already recovered from his injury. He's tougher than Pivot. Pivot's kind of a puss. Pivot! Kitty, 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 kitty! Kitty, 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 kitty! Come on, Pibs. We're going to Caplinger. So he already knows that is home, and now he knows this is home. I was worried about dropping him off here and him not acclimating, but he actually acclimated pretty good. Yeah, he's still limping. Come here, let me get you before you go to the water. Come on, Pibs. I'm sure Tails will miss you, but he'll see you in a week. Yeah, him and Tails are buddies. When he first got here, he picked on everybody trying to be the alpha, and they put him in his place. But yeah, Tails, him and Tails are buds. So I'll take him over to Kaplinger this week. Then next week I'll take Tails over there, keep him protected from these toms. And then Candy. This is Princess Candy. And then get off my face. Yeah, because these are the only two boys I have. Besides Kronk. But yeah, it's the only two boys I got. All the rest of them either died or got ran off or something. So I gotta protect my boys. Make sure my camper's locked up. Cool. Take you to Kaplinger with Kronk. You keep licking my face. And then I'll go to bed and get ready for tomorrow. Because I gotta go to work tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta go to work tomorrow. But there's another rabbit. They're always out and close when I don't have my gun. But I know Kronk knows Pibit, so he's not gonna chase Pibit off. And then if Pibit is there, when I take Tails over there, the two of them will hang out together. And hopefully Kronk won't beat him up too much. And if I have to, I'll put food and water in the building and a litter box, which I hate. And I'll put them in the building. This guy, he likes me too much. I think he thinks he's a parrot. Also, he always wants to be on my shoulder. He's always trying to suck on my face. I think he was winged too early. But anyways, alright. It's been a crazy night, but I had a good day. Jamie came down, and we had a good time. I showed her all the properties and what I was doing and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So this cat, he's something else. Yeah, he's not very alpha. He's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't call him beta, but he kind of is. So Yeah, he's still injured from last week, so I don't want him to get any more injuries. I want him to recover. We'll see how the goats act next week when I'm in town. Maybe next week I'll let them be together. Do I got my keys? Yeah. All right, Pibs, we're going to Kaplinger. I got this new vacuum to vacuum out my camper so Jamie will have a cleaner place to sleep if she crashed here at night. And my nephew next time he comes down as well. And myself, of course, because I don't always sleep in my camper, but I want it to be clean. I got all those damn bugs. Those stupid Asian ladybug crapola thingies. Anyways, all right, here we go. Now he's gonna freak out. He don't like cars. That's all right. It's only a 2-minute drive. Well, 2-mile drive. Croc! Squeakers! Pivot! Kitty, kitty, kitty! Come here, Pibs. Pibs. Kitty, 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 kitty. Pivot. Come here, Pivot. I'm sure he'll find it on his own, but come here. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come here, Pivot. Pivot. There's the food. Yeah. This is where we first met. You'll be safe over here. I don't think Croc's gonna hurt you. Now I just gotta make sure he isn't in the Kaplinger building. I don't think he is. And I didn't bring my key, I don't think. Oh yeah, I think I did. Croc, you in here? Kitty, kitty. Squeakers. So I got this alfalfa hay I can take to them. Well, this one's undone. She said this one was cut too, but it's not. Now I'm definitely gonna take this leaf to the youngin. That was the other problem with putting them together. The other goats would have ate up all the good stuff and kept him from eating it. Alright, I gotta check inside, see if Kronk's not in there. I don't need him being stuck inside the building. That would suck. Maybe it's a good thing I came over here for that reason too. I don't think he's in here, but stay out. Kronk! Kitty, kitty, kitty! Squeakers! Yeah, if he was in here, he would have probably came out. Maybe she took him with her to Arkansas. I don't know. I'm gonna put that in the greenhouse. Alright. That's on a timer, so it'll be fine. Get back. Get back. I don't need no cats pooping in the building. Quit scratching up my building. Cats will be cats. Okay, that won't go all the way. Probably should have hooked it before I hooked this. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. Come on, Pivot. Well, at least I don't have to worry about him over here. He knows this place very well. I don't know where Squeakers went, but yeah, see, he's still limping. He'll be safe here. All right, come here. Sleep in this box. That's your bed. Get in there. It's actually Kronk's bed, but hey, don't eat that. Crazy. He's always liked insulation. What's that called? Fiberglass insulation. When I had it inside the building, when I was working on the building, he would sleep on it. He's such a weirdo. You're such a weirdo. You're such a weirdo. Pee a bit. 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 You're such a weirdo. You're such a goofball. Yeah, I brought you over here for your own protection. I'll take you back to the land after all the toms are gone. All right. See you later, Pibs. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Say hi to Kronk for me. I don't know where he is. All right, we're out of here. All right. I just got back to the land. I'm gonna take this hay down. Probably don't need to, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because the lady that I bought him from suggested that I do. This is the good stuff, the alfalfa hay. The expensive stuff. Yeah, I was just talking to Jamie earlier about what happened almost exactly a year ago when I came home to 3 dead and 4 sick goats. And I asked David when the last time he checked on them was, and he said he checked on them this morning, approximately 3 hours before I got home. But if he checked on them 3 hours before I did, if he actually checked on them, he would have known we had sick and dead goats. Whether he knew or not, he still acted as if he didn't care. And he went to go play with his friends that day after he found out about the goats. And acted like it wasn't his problem or his responsibility. He acted like he just didn't care. And that was pretty much my last straw. Kind of like with Sophie, whenever I told her to clean out the shed so that she could put her rabbits in there and they can be safe from the cold. Because I'd already come home to find one of her rabbits dead, and then another one of her rabbits had given birth on the wire, and all the babies froze to death. And I ended up bringing those babies over here for the cats to eat, which I got all that on video. And she didn't care enough about her own rabbits to protect them. So, but anyways, I told her to clean out that shed and just clean it out. Just get everything out of there and separate what you think is still valuable and discard the rest. I don't give a crap about the stuff. I'm more concerned about the rabbits. Did they do it? No. She blamed the fact that she didn't do it on some stupid OCD bullshit. And it's like, oh, I wanted to go through everything in detail, blah, blah, bullcrap. She didn't give a crap about her rabbits, basically. She just let them die. Half the rabbits died. I was pissed. That was just a couple months ago. Half her rabbits died. They're not even my rabbits. Half of them died. I came home. I was pissed off. I cleaned that shed out in less than a day and started working on reinforcing the floor because it had holes in it so she could put her rabbits in there. And then once I did that, she acted like she expected me to help her put her rabbits in there. I was like, no, that's your job. Get them in there. Get them out of the weather. I had things I had to do. You know, what is wrong with these fucking people where they act like you owe them everything? And they act like they don't even owe their own animals the decency to make sure that they have shelter and proper living. I spend more time making sure the animals have decent living space than I do my own, you know? Sophie was like, "Oh, you got it made living in your truck. You don't know what it's like to live in a camper with very little heat." Bullshit. I've been living off grid for 10 years. I don't always sleep in my truck, and I don't always idle. I used to idle, but I do have an S-bar heater in my truck, but it doesn't work that great. I end up having to bundle up. I used to be an ice road trucker. I drove up into negative 60-degree temperature. Don't tell me I don't know what it's like. But anyways, I'm climbing this fence. I'll be back. So like I was saying, don't tell me what it's like. A lot of these trucking companies don't want you to idle, don't like you to idle. They have automatic shutdowns on their trucks to where you can't idle for more than 5 or 10 minutes before the truck shuts down. You know? So, and I've been doing this for 10 years. I sleep in my camper sometimes without heat, without air conditioning. I've suffered just like everybody else. I know what it's like. She claimed to have that kind of experience before she even came up here. She claimed that she can handle it. Where's the baby? Man. Okay, he's not in here. Oh, there he is. Well, at least you're better off with only one goat picking on you instead of 5. So yeah, the reason why Paul's scared of me is because the video I was just watching where he had pink eye and I had to stab him in the neck with this antibiotic twice. The first day I came home, and he had, I think I already said this, but he had pink eye. He couldn't see. He was basically blind. Hey! Be nice. Okay, well, I thought he was going to get him. Paul's generally not a bad goat. He's not really aggressive, but he is kind of dominant. All right, well, these two are going to be buddies. Paul's been through a lot, and he's a survivor. Hopefully this guy's pretty tough too. I mean, he don't look tough right now. He's a baby, but hopefully he'll toughen up. He's supposedly big for a mini Nubian. And hopefully that's true, because I want him to be big. I mean, he's 2 months old and he's already half the size of Paul, so hopefully he'll catch up and he'll be tough. Maybe not quite half the size of Paul, but he's a pretty good sized goat for being 2 months old. I think. I mean, I'm not a goat expert. I'm not sure how much of this you're seeing, because I'm not watching the camera as much as I'm watching them. So I took Pivot to Kaplinger. I didn't see Kronk over there, but I'm sure he's around. Pivot knows that area pretty well. He'll be fine. And next week I'll take Tails over there. This cat's like, where'd my house go? She was sleeping in the dog carrier. She's probably hiding back here from the Toms. I thought she was a boy, but apparently it's a girl. Apparently you're a girl. Come here, let me see that. Let me see. You look like a girl. You look like a girl. I don't see any balls. Oh yeah, yep. That's definitely a pussy. Vagina, whatever you want to call it. She's definitely a girl. Now I was wondering why Tails was humping her. I thought it was a boy. I was like, Tails, why are you humping your brother? It's not his brother, it's his sister. They may not actually be brother and sister, though. There he is, Tails. He's pretty tough. I think he'll be okay. He's going to be a big cat when he gets older. He might be able to stand up to the Toms. Like I said, he was injured last week and he's already better. Tails. Alright. Whoa. I saw the eyeballs. The goats are over here in the corner. You guys are a bunch of meanies. You're a bunch of meanies. Bullies. Alright. I don't want to hear it. Ah. Ah. I guess I'll leave this down here for the cats. But I don't want the goats climbing on it. There. That'll keep the rain out. And then these two cats can still stay in it. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. Come here, precious. Come here. Kitty, 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 kitty. 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 Come here. Oh, come here. I gotcha. Oh, come on. Here we go. This is your favorite place. Go on in. Go this way. There you go. she laughed. That's right. She knows where it is. All right, Tails. We're out of here. I'm going to bed. I got a big week ahead of me. We'll be back next week. You guys behave. Don't make me kick your butts. All right. Not that they understood any of that. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, I forgot I was even recording. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what a wonderful world. Not really, but Candy, Princess Candy. It's gonna take a while to clean this place up, but I'm slowly cleaning this place up. Why do I have this in here? I don't know, but I'm gonna just put it in here. And I just cracked this. Probably not any good anymore, but oh well. This is where I keep all of these. Or at least I've been putting them. Trying to get this place organized. It's a big mess, but it's a lot better than it was. So I gotta find these 40 tomato cages that John gave David Ray. I don't know how long ago. I've never seen 40 of them. Let's see. We got two big ones here. Or I should say I have two big ones here. Oh, I gotta get these taken care of. I forgot. I put these over the fence. I was gonna use them yesterday, and I never did. I actually kind of forgot about them. And they're in the... Yeah. These should not be like this. Ah! I do not want them sticking together. That's exactly what this one's trying to do. Have to slowly let it drain out the bottom. Oh, no, I don't. I can just dump it in here. Or in here. There we go. Alright, I'll just set these here for now. These lick tubs. This is probably where the skunk's going in and out. Or one of the other wild animals. These lick tubs are not the best way to go. The best way to go is get these 55-gallon barrels. It's a better quality plastic. Hey, Mimi. Cut it in half. Oh, here's the 25. Oh, the 30. It's not quite 60 gallons. So somewhere between the 25 and a 30-gallon mark is where you want to cut it. Or just measure it. Cut it right in the middle. And I think 30 gallons is middle. It might actually be 60 gallons, but they always call them 55 gallons. Nonetheless, I'd cut it right in the middle. Use the side that's got the bung holes for planters. And then use the other side for rainwater collection. That's the best way to go from my experience. So, yeah. And I know my videos are not always PC or whatever bullcrap. But, you know, feel free to learn from my mistakes. Feel free to learn, from my mistakes. Because I sure made a lot of them. That's not the reason why I've been making these videos, though. Mostly I've been making, well, long story short, when somebody says that, they're going to tell you a long story, by the way. Long story short, I was making the videos for educational advertising purposes, but then YouTube terminated my original account, which I had over 1,000 videos on. And I had all my videos on one account, which was a mistake. What I should have did was create a separate account for every category of videos, which is what I'm doing now. I got my stock videos on my stock account. I got my farm videos on my farm account. Got my trucking videos on my trucking account. So on and so forth. Well, because I talked about too much freedom fighter red pill stuff, they terminated my account 1 year after Alex Jones got kicked off YouTube. I got kicked off almost exactly 1 year. They terminated my account, deleted all my videos. Gone. 10 years worth of work. Gone. So I was not really that interested in jumping back on YouTube. I was still making videos, and I put them on Facebook every now and then, but that was where I put most of my videos, was Facebook. Then I found these apps like Monday.com and stuff, and I was trying to get people organized, keep people on the same page. Nobody wanted to really do anything, so they didn't really want to be on the same page. So I started making little clip videos, like showing the work that I want done on the land as an example. So then I put the link in the Monday.com, or there was another one I was trying to use, but they both ended up sucking. But anyways, I put the little tidbit clip in there giving the demonstration of what I wanted. And then I'd make the video not private but unlisted. And then I put it in there so that they only could see it. And nobody else would see it. And they'd have to have the link in order to see it. Well, nobody ever watched the videos anyway, so what was the point, right? Then when I started having problems on the land, I started documenting stuff. I mean, I've been having problems all along, but nothing like the past few years. That's been pretty much a nightmare. So I started documenting things and I started putting them on YouTube. I wasn't advertising YouTube to the public. I'm still not advertising YouTube to the public. So it's all documentation for what is going on around here. It's just my documentation channel now. Jamie wanted me to send her the link, and I might, but basically, I'm gonna give her the link to the web page of our old website where I documented the fact that David Ray was neglecting the goats and basically killed some of my goats. And I basically wrote him a letter almost a year ago, March 4th last year. Wrote him a letter basically saying that I'm done. So March, April, May, June. March, April, May, June. He had basically 4 months to pack his shit and get the fuck out. And that's basically when I started cracking down on him to leave. I was like, I'm done. We're done. You pretty much got to go. And he was kissing up to Sherry at the time, thinking she was going to get her own property, and then he was going to go live with her and abandon me. Again, he abandoned me in 2017 and was forced to come back basically in 2019 because nobody wanted him. And I thought I did. I thought I needed him, but God, was I wrong. So he abandoned me in 2017, abandoned all the animals. And he basically just used me as a place to store his crap and his animals. I wonder what cat that is. It's probably a cat trying to mate with Libby, and Libby's fixed. Is that Batcat? Batcat. 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 Kitty, 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 kitty. Oh, that's the male black cat that was courting Mimi earlier and picking on Pibbit. I wish Batcat would come back. I don't know if David did something to Batcat or not. He didn't like Batcat. And Batcat liked me. So I'm afraid he might have killed Batcat. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying exactly, but he basically abandoned me in 2017 and conned his way into Bill and Shirley's greenhouse, and which is where he's at now, by the way. But he conned his way into Bill and Shirley's greenhouse. He made up this bullshit story saying that, oh, Bill and Shirley needed me to babysit their greenhouse for them, which was a lie, because Bill told me that he came and begged Bill to live in his greenhouse because he needed a place to stay warm, which probably because he can't handle the cold. But he always talks and brags about, oh, how tough he is and how off grid he is and all this bullshit. And he was whining to Bill, wanting to stay in their greenhouse so he could stay warm, which I didn't really think about this. But when he was at George and Valerie's, he ended up staying in one of their places and running the wood stove to stay warm. So once he got over here, well, when he was on Ian's property, he stayed in his camper. So he can handle it. He can do it. He just didn't want to. I mean, I would prefer to have something comfortable too, but build the freaking thing. He's been talking about building an above ground, underground house for $500 for the last 10 years. I gave him 10% of my income, which is like $6,000 a year. Surely he could have built an above ground, underground greenhouse. I mean, above ground, underground hobbit home with $6,000, $6,000. He's been talking about being able to do it for 500, but he can't seem to do it with $6,000. That makes sense, right? So, I paid him 10% of my income so that he would be able to get on his feet and do stuff around here. And he basically tells everybody that that was a gift. It was a burnt offering, and there was no obligation attached to that money. Is that Mimi? It has to be Mimi. It's Mimi. Hi, Mimi. What is that? Is that black cat following you? You look like you was getting cozy with it earlier. Oh. It's Libby eating my chips. Oh, I almost forgot about this cherry tomato. Anyway, so he bails out on me. Then he comes back because Bill didn't want him in his greenhouse anymore. He's only supposed to be there for the winter, and he ended up being there for 2 years. So, 2019, Bill basically forced him to come back over here. And that's when we built this. But he made this rule because that's when we had our 6 people here. But he made this rule, no one's allowed to live in the greenhouse. Because he wanted to live in the greenhouse. So he made sure that there was a rule in place that no one else was allowed to live in the greenhouse so that he had first dibs on the greenhouse. But, you know, he's a sneaky bastard. So he ended up moving in and into the greenhouse full of trash and dead plants. But anyways, I don't even remember when exactly this happened, but the goats were dying around 2019. Let's see. 2018, I think, was when I went to go work for Andrew Logistics. I left the oil field, went to work for Andrew's Logistics. That didn't work out, so I went back to tree trimming for the summer. And I think 2019, I started hauling cattle feed. So it was 2020 when I took over the goats. Because around that time, the goats were dying, and David was blaming it on inbreeding. He's like, oh, the goats are inbred. So he conned me into going and buying more goats so that the goats wouldn't be inbred anymore. So I did. I bought like 7 goats, I think it was. And then 2 purebred Nigerian dwarfs with papers, right? So I think I bought like a total of 10 goats, and I think he had like 4 or 5 goats left. All of his goats died except for like 4 or 5 goats. Cleopatra, Bonehead, and 1 or 2, or at least 2 others. I don't remember. All the males were dead. All he had was females. So I got 2 purebred male goats. Oh, and then another female and she was purebred too. But the lady who sold them to me wanted a good home for her, and I thought this was a good home for her. No, it was a place for her to go and die. So I brought these goats down. Now there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different DNA lines. They should have been fine, right? No, they were still dying. Why were they dying? Can't blame it on inbreeding now, right? So now he's saying, oh, you bought too many goats. There's too many goats. They're dying because of you. It's all your fault. We had, at best, 17 goats, right? At best. You know, I'm guessing it was somewhere between 14 and 17. I have to go back and check. But we'll just say 15 to be safe. So we had about 15 goats. I have about 15 acres. The goats were allowed to roam on that 15 acres, so now we got 30 acres. The goats were allowed to roam on the 25 acres behind us, so now that's like what, 55 acres? And the goats were able to go on that neighbor's property, which is another 80 acres, so that's over 100 acres that they can forage on. Right? But I bought too many goats for them. We don't have enough land, supposedly, to support 15 goats when they have over 100 acres that they could forage on. Now, they didn't forage on the 100 acres. They mostly stayed on this 15, that 15, the 25 behind us. And nobody cared, right? Nobody cared. They can just do whatever they want. Now, we penned them up at night, but every morning he'd let them out to go forage, unless we went out of town and weren't going to be back that evening. You know, if we knew we were going to be out back home that evening, we'd let the goats out. They put themselves up. No problem. So, but for some reason, they were still dying. And it was my fault because 15 goats on, 50 plus acres is too many goats. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So at the time, I didn't know anything about goats. I was just following his lead because he's supposed to be the expert. He grew up with goats. He's been around goats half his life. So here I'm thinking, something's not right. This guy's supposed to know what he's talking about, and he doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about. Candy, what is it? She's like, pay attention. Pay attention to me. Yeah. Crazy cat. Princess Candy. Why couldn't you be like this when Jamie was around? You wanted to run away and hide. But anyway, so I started doing my homework. I started learning, right? And learned about parasites and all this other stuff. And I mean, I kind of knew about parasites, but I didn't really know much about goats. It was more David's thing. I didn't really know about goats. I kind of cared about them. I liked them. They kind of grew on me. I had some of the goats some of them were my favorites, and my most favorite ended up dying from parasites. So I ended up taking fecal tests and going up to the vet and getting them tested. And boom, sure enough, they had worms and lots of them. So I bought the Cydectin, the purple stuff, because that's what they suggested. And I brought it home and told David to give them the medicine. But he refused. He's like, oh, that's not organic. We have organic in our name, right? And he's like, oh, we can't call ourselves organic if we're giving them this. And basically disparaged me and belittled me because I wanted to save their lives. And he refused to give them the Cydectin. Now, if you hear him tell the story now, he did give them the medicine, but that's not the truth. He refused to give it to him, and that's why I took the organic out of our name. If you look at some of my business cards, I went and took the organic out of the name because of that fight. So it still says so on our sign, but on the business cards, I took it out. I was like, we're no longer organic. Fuck that shit. I'd rather have the goats be alive than dead. If we can't do it organically, then we're not organic anymore. But he wouldn't help me come up with an herbal blend so that we can be organic. No, he didn't want to do that. That's too much work and money, right? So I ended up having to come up with the formula all by myself. And eventually I did. It took me about a year, but I figured it out. I ended up taking over and giving the goats the medicine because he refused to, and more goats ended up dying. And I was just pissed. So around 2020, I ended up taking over the goats. I ended up testing them every 3 to 4 months. I ended up giving them the medicine if they needed to. I ended up coming up with the herbal blend to put into the food so that I can keep the parasites down without having to give them the pharmaceutical as often. I was always buying the food. He never bought any food, hardly ever. I know he did in the very, very beginning, when they were 100% his goats. Until the goats were on this property, I never bought any feed for them that I know of. I mean, I was giving him 10% of my income, so he was probably using my money to buy the goat food, which is fine because that's what I gave him the money for. But of course, he probably took credit for that, which, whatever, you know. But, and that's another one of our battles. It's like he's trying to claim half of the stuff that he stole from me or that I still have because he claims he paid for it, even though I'm the one who put the money in his account so that he could pay for it. But that's another subject. So he doesn't have any money. He doesn't earn any money, hardly at all. I'm the one with the big paycheck. I'm the one who pays 90 to 95% of the bills around here. Well, now I pay pretty much all of them. But my mom helps out a little bit. But even before, I paid 90% of the bills around here, if not more. So I took over the goats in 2020. I hadn't had a single goat die from a disease up until last year, 2022. The only goats that died on my watch before, in 2020, 2021, were the baby goats that either got rejected or got squished in their house. And the reason they were getting squished in their houses is because David Ray didn't want to build them a decent house. He just cut a hole in a tote and call it good. Oh, yeah, that's good enough. That wasn't good enough for them to stay warm. So they were all huddling up, packing into one little tote, 10 goats trying to pack into one little 4x4 tote. And they were killing the babies. So I ended up building that goat house that I have in that second goat yard. I did it all by myself. Nobody would help me except Cindy. Cindy did help me with the siding because that was a 2-person job. But the rest of it I did all by myself, and I got that on the video. David thought that a tote would be fine for all the goats, one little tote. And I was like, that's not good enough. They need an actual house. Now, the house I built them probably isn't the best. They love it, but it's probably not ideal. Most people don't build goat houses like that. The second one that I'm building is probably more ideal. But anyways, that's besides the point. So 2 years, they were parasite free. I didn't lose any goats to parasites or any other disease for 2 years. And I don't know shit, right, about goats. I'm just learning at this point. Now I know a lot more. I still don't know enough, but I know a lot more. So last year, March 4th, I come home to more sick and dead goats. Now, I thought part of that was my fault because I had just bought these Kikos. And at this point, maybe we had too many goats, right? Because we kind of had to pen them up a little bit because the neighbor 2 doors down was growing some specialty hay and he didn't like the goats in his field. And so it was a problem. So when David let the goats out, he was supposed to keep an eye on them, but he wouldn't. And, when Cleopatra got out with any of the other goats, first place they go, over to the specialty grass hay field. They loved it. And so we kind of had to lock them up a little bit more. Now, I don't know where they got the pink eye from. I thought it was from the new goats, but apparently it wasn't, because Ian's goats got pink eye at the same time, and he's like 10 miles away. So apparently my new Kikos did not give the Nigerians pink eye. However, that's what I thought, right? Now, the Nigerians are the only ones that got it. They're the only ones who got sick, and they're the only ones that died. The Kikos were very healthy. Now, again, David was talking about getting Kikos for some time now. And then now I got Kikos, and then he disparages me for getting Kikos. It's like, well, this was your idea originally. But not only did I get Kikos, I got 2 Kikos, and then the other 2 were Kiko Spanish cross. And the reason I picked the Spanish goats is because they're more parasite resistant. So I thought I was going to do what I called a Skygerian. I was going to get Kiko Spanish goats and breed them with the male Nigerians, and I was going to sell my female Nigerians. So I hadn't got that far yet, I got the Kikos. Well, 2 of them were Kikos, 2 of them were Kiko Spanish goats. I was working on finding someone to buy my female Nigerians, and I was going to keep my Nigerian bucks. Of course, these are 2 of them were specialty goats, papered goats. One of them was a really good buck. The other one, not so much. Well, they both ended up dying. I think all 3 ended up dying, but I can't remember. But I definitely know my 2 purebred papered bucks died. One died March 4th, when I came home and found the sick and dead goats. He was one of the dead ones. He was my prize goat. Anyway, David Ray said that these Kikos were sick, and he knew that one of them had, I think he said, conjunctivitis, which I didn't know what conjunctivitis is, but it's obviously, I found out later that it's an eye problem. I don't know if conjunctivitis and pink eye are the same problem, but he claimed that one of them came to the land with conjunctivitis. Now, he never told me about this before the goats got sick and died. So, if he was aware that the goats were sick before they died, why did he not say anything? Why did he not do anything about it? Because he didn't care. Now, I don't know if that goat had conjunctivitis before it came to the property, because that goat was healthy when I sold her back to the guy I bought her from. But Danny also started this rumor. He went around telling everybody that this guy sold me sick goats and overpriced goats. Now, they're not overpriced, but I basically paid $300 per nanny. 3, 6, 9, 12. And then I paid like $75 per buck because they had just birthed. I think 4. Yeah, 2 of them had just birthed 2 baby bucks. Unfortunately, all of them had bucks. No females. But the good thing for me was I was going to take those bucks to market and make some money off of them, right? So I was going to sell those bucks, sell my Nigerian females, keep my 3 or 4, keep 4. I had 4 Nigerian bucks. I was going to keep those, breed them with the 4 Kiko and Spanish goat nannies. And then what, David was kissing up to what's her face. So I figured, well, he'll just go with her and he could take his goats with him, because I don't want milk goats that we're never going to milk, because he was always talking about, oh, milk goats. I specially bred these goats for special milk, and he never milked them, and he never actually specially bred them for shit. I found that out because now he's going around telling everybody that I sold goats that he specially bred to be a certain way, when that's a bunch of horse shit. He didn't specially breed nothing. In fact, most of the goats were mine. He would have only had 2 goats left if I hadn't bought those other 2 goats. Cleopatra was the sacrificial goat that he didn't even like. He didn't even want. He almost killed her in Kansas City, according to his stepdad. Then he brought her down here because he didn't like her. And she was the guinea pig goat to see if Jeff Dietrich's dog would kill her or not. So, yeah, he basically sacrificed her life to see if the dog would kill her or not. He didn't, but nonetheless, or she, I think it was a female dog. She didn't, but nonetheless, that's how much David cared about this goat. He did not care about this goat. He hated her. Well, I didn't hate her, but he didn't like her. She's the last remaining goat of the original herd. He killed all the rest of them, but he can't kill her. She's so tough. She's old now. She's like over 10 years old. And he could not kill this goat. She's the only surviving goat from his original herd that he supposedly specially bred, but let him die from parasites and neglect. Then he let my goats die from parasites and neglect. And now he's going around telling everybody that I betrayed him. Right. So, anyways. So, yeah, March 4th of last year, that was pretty much my last straw. And you can go to the website, davidanddavid.com, or I renamed it to barddd.com. You can go there and see the letter that I wrote him. It says, I'm done. You can see the letter that I wrote him. And I linked that video, March 4th video, in that page. In that me documenting the letter that I wrote to David and sent it to his email. And I think I screenshotted that even as proof, saying basically, I'm done. We're done. I can't take this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Your shit. I'm up to here with your shit. And so that's my proof right there. That's my proof that I just couldn't do it anymore. And he was on his way out anyways. He was looking for someplace else to go. Just nobody wanted him. So he had 4 months to figure it out. And then finally, he still wasn't gone. So I gave him 15 days to say, get your shit out of here. I'm done with you. If you're not out by July 1st, I'm burning your shit. And he got packed and he got out. So he can talk all the shit he wants, But I've documented the evidence. And if anybody wants to see it, well, most of it's on my YouTube account. So, yeah, just go back and look at my YouTube videos. I've documented everything and put it on, most of it on YouTube. I've got other documentations on the website, which some of those I've marked private, which I'm thinking about making them public because I told David last year, says, shut your pie hole or I'm going to expose you for who you are. Quit telling your lies about me. You know, quit trash talking me and quit with your smear campaign, or I'm going to make public who you really are. Because you got to go make lies about me in order to disparage me to the public when I've got proof and evidence about your shit. So, anyways, this video is going to be marked unlisted when I upload it for now, but eventually it'll be public because I'm tired of David's shit. You know, he fucked me over way too many times, and now he's trying to stab me in the back yet again. You know, talking to people in Kansas City now, trying to destroy my name in Kansas City with all my old people, my old friends and associates in Kansas City. Because I said on the letter that, you know, if he keeps up his shit down here trying to destroy my name here in Cedar County, then I'm going to expose him for who he is. So what does he do? He's like, oh, well, Kano said Cedar County. He didn't say Kansas City. Maybe I didn't. But anyways, I don't know. So now he's going to Kansas City trying to destroy my name up there. Not that I care. But, I mean, I do care because he's telling lies. He's spreading lies. That I care about. But, I mean, I'm done with Kansas City. I don't care about most of those people up there. They have nothing to do with me anymore. But the funny part is, now that he's gone, some of my friends, like Jamie, who weren't coming around, are now coming around. Jamie, I don't know this 100%, but Jamie has had plenty of opportunities to come down here, and she never did probably because she doesn't like David Ray. She never really did. I mean, you know, he's a friend of the community. But it's like a lot of, you know, I've got probably a half dozen friends or so, maybe more, business associates and whatnot that have started coming back into my circle because I got rid of him. They alienated me because I had him on my property, because I was friends with him. And it's kind of funny how that works, because now that he's on Bill's property, Bill keeps telling me to come around. Oh, don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. But I'm not going over there. He's got those parasites over there. He's got David Ray. He's got Jerry Diamond. And he's got that other kid, which he's probably not as bad. And he's got Sherry over there. Why would I go over there when he's got a den of parasites on his property? You know? So people quit associating with me because of David Ray. And now that he's gone, they're starting to come back. Like Randy Bond. Randy Bond even just texted me today. You know? Now he's starting to want to be in my circle, or want me to be in his circle, because David Ray's no longer in my circle. So, you know, if you got bad apples in your bucket, you need to get rid of them, because they're going to take you down. They're going to spoil you and all the rest of the apples in your crop. I've been more productive and more successful since I got rid of him. You know, it's like I get more done. Whoa, what the fuck? That was not a spaceship. That was a falling star or a UFO. I don't know if you saw that. But that was not a regular spaceship. I might have just witnessed a alien aircraft or a falling star, one of the two. Or not a flying star, it would be a meteor. No, an asteroid or a meteor. Anyways, not that it matters. But yeah, I got more done in one day than it took him a week to do. So it's like, why did I have him around? I don't know. I thought he was a friend. I thought I needed him. I thought I needed help, which I do. But I needed somebody who's actually going to be reliable, not somebody who's going to fuck me over. So, yeah, I just don't trust anybody anymore. Jamie's talking about coming down now that David Ray's gone. And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I like her. I trust her to a degree. But I don't know if I want anybody else on my property. She's going to have to get her own property. Now, if I buy this property next door, I might sell her a piece of this property. You know? And if I sold her a piece of the